Okay, so this is one of the homework problems on the online homework for area of perimeter. So it says the figure is not drawn to scale. Find the area and the perimeter of the shaded figure. Okay, so let's just start with kind of finding our missing sides, and then we can go find either the area or perimeter. So I know that these two parts are marked congruent, but I don't really know what either one of them are. And if I kind of look across the figure, I have this slanted and they don't tell me what that is. And then I also have this side here, which would be the same as this part, but we don't know it. But I do have a triangle and I have two sides, so I can find it using our Pythagorean theorem. So I could call this X or A if you want. And then remember, my other leg would be B. And then this would be my hypotenuse, which is C, because it's across from the 90. And we could use Pythagorean theorem to find it. So we would do X squared plus 24 squared equals 40 squared. And then we would square all of those. Okay, so we get X squared plus 576 equals 1600. Then we subtract the 576 from both sides. And that gives us 1024. And then remember, to solve this, we take the square root. Okay, and that gives me 32. So I know that this distance is 32. And then that means I also know that from here to here is 32. And then from here to here is also 32 because of the congruent marks. Okay. So we have that. And then if we want to start with perimeter, if we look, remember the perimeter is the distance around. So we add all the sides, but we have an issue because if I go around, I'm missing this side. And so I need to find that. And again, I would have to, whenever I want to find a diagonal side, we kind of use Pythagorean theorem. So we know this is 32. We can figure this out because we know that from here to here on this figure is going to be 31. And we know that this missing piece is whatever is left over. So to find like this missing piece, we can do 34 minus 31, which is 3. And so that's this length here. This is 3 because that's the same as this distance here. And then we can do Pythagorean theorem to find this. So I'm going to call this y because we need to find that. And we would do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And a and b are my two legs. So 32 squared is 1024. 3 squared is 9. Okay, if I add those, I get 1033 equals y squared. And then again, to get rid of a squared, we take the square root, and that gives me y. And the square root of 1033 is 32.1403. I don't remember what they tell you to round to on the homework, but I would, when you're doing like the intermediate steps, like the steps in between, do a few more decimal places than they ask for so you don't have a rounding error. And then from there, we're going to find our perimeter. So again, our perimeter is we just go around our figure and add all the sides. So if I start here, I'm just going to go around. So I have 32 plus 32 plus, and then I have this side, which is 31 plus, then I have this side, which was y, which was that 32.1403. Plus 24 plus, then I'm going to go down here, 40 plus 34. Okay, and if you add those up, you should get 225 0.1403, and then just round to whatever they ask for on the homework. Okay, so the second part of the question asked for the area. And so the area is the number of square units inside. So we need to find the area of all the pieces and then add them together. So for this rectangle, we can find the area by doing length times width, which is 31 times 32. Which is 992. And then we can find the area of this rectangle. And again, we're going to do like the whole side length, which is the 34 times the 32. And that gives me 1088. Okay, and then we have two triangles. So remember, area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. The base and the height have to form a right angle. So the area of, we'll call it T1, triangle 1, which is this one, we would do 1/2 and then 3 times 32. Okay, if it's a right triangle, then it's the two sides that make that right angle. Okay, and that gives me 48. And then my area of triangle 2, which we're going to call this one, would be 1/2, and then the base and height are the two that form this right angle, so it'd be 32 and 24. Which is 384. And then for the area, we're going to add our four areas together. So 992, 1088, those two rectangles. This triangle 1, which we got to be 48, and this triangle 2, which was 384. And that gives us 2,512, we'll say units squared. Okay, so hopefully that helps if you're stuck on that homework problem.